Why do people not use macros? One of the most underrated feature, like in Zoho CRM, is actually macros. It's very simple to use, but I don't know why people do not actually pay attention to macros in Zoho CRM. So what are macros? So macros are actually you running multiple leads or multiple contacts and just adding them to like a funnel that has the repetitive task created already. So if you want to send an email, if you want to update your fields, and you want to do all of those simple tasks, you can actually create a macro. Then you can run those contacts to go through those macros. That's pretty simple, right? I will show you how to run a macro in Zoho CRM. And trust me, you really, really need to use this feature in Zoho CRM. It is going to save a lot of time and a lot of energy. And you are not going to be stressing on, oh, did I update that field? Oh no, did I remember to send that follow-up email? Oh no, where am I at this lead or contact? You are not going to have that issue because with macro everything will be done for you automatically. And who am I to say no to automations? Oh no, I can never say no to automations. So let's get started. Okay, so let's dive right in. Let's learn how we can create macros in Zoho CRM. So now we can create macros for leads and for contacts. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create for leads. It is the exact same process on how you can create macros for contacts also. But for the essence of this tutorial, I'll be using leads module. So the first thing you want to do is you want to know the leads you want to be setting up this macros for. So you can decide to use all leads or you can decide to use whatever custom view you have in here. So I'm going to be clicking on this first and I'm going to be clicking on run macro. And I already have a macro called welcome all, but I want to teach you how to use a macro. So I'm going to click on my manage macros. And as you can see, I have a macro here already, which is called welcome up. And what this does is that if I run a macro, if a lead goes through this macro, it is going to send out an email template. Then it is going to update my field, and also it is going to create a task for that particular lead or those leads I run the macro in. So how do we create a macro? So you click on create macro and you can name your macro whatever you want to name this. So let's say I want to name this follow-up automation. So I want to name this follow-up automation, and the first action that will be done when a contact or when a lead goes through this macro is that an email will be sent. So we want to select the template that we want to send out to this lead when this macro is run. So I am going to click on select template and I am going to click on whichever template I want to use. So please remember that for every of the macro, you have to have those email templates in your CRM already. If you do not know how to create an email template in Zoho CRM, I already created a video for you to watch that so you can learn how to do that. So now you can select whichever email you want to use as a follow-up email, and you can choose the from address and the reply to address, and you can click on done when you are done with that. And as you can see, the follow-up email has been added in here already. You can also decide to edit this if you want, and you can decide to also delete it if you don't want this. So now we want to update. The next stage will be to update particular field. So let's say we want to update the lead status to contacted, because we already sent an email to them and that means we've contacted them. So we click on contacted for the lead status. You can also update multiple fields in here as much as you want. I don't think there's a limit though, so you can update maybe their title. You can update any custom field you want to update in here also. So You can pick whichever other field you want to update, then you update it. And if you made a mistake and you added a field you do not want, you can click on the remove button and remove it. You can also add a task also to this macro. That means this task will be done, like it will be created with the lead when the lead passed through this macro. So you want to click on configure for the add task, and also you want to, what task do you want to create for this particular lead. So we want to say that we want to create this lead after want to name it a follow-up call. So a follow-up call. So when do you want this follow-up call task to be created? We want this task to be created after this after 3 days after this macro has been run, and we want to leave the status as in progress, and also we want the priority to be normal. We can decide to notify the assignee or not, and we can also set a reminder to remind the assignee that, oh, you have a task. So we can make it as the same day as the due date or a day before if you want. You can also notify through email and pop-up, or you can use both. I'll be using both just to be on the safer side. Then after that, you want to click on add. And now, as you can see, we have created a very, at least a bit comprehensive macro. Remember that you can make this, you can twist this whichever way you want. You can update as I don't think it has a limit. You can update multiple fields if you want, and you can also add the tags you want to create. After you've made sure that all of this has been created, all this have been updated the way you wanted to, you click on create. And when you click on create, your macro has been created already. The next thing for you to do is to go back to your lead module, and we can use the macro we just created. So that means if I want people to go through that follow-up automation I just created for macro, I am just going to select the leads I want to have this macro done for, and I can just select them. Then after selecting these leads, I can just click on run macro. And now I can pick which macro I want to run. I can either pick the follow-up automation or the welcome hub. So I'm going to click on the follow-up automation, and as you can see here, it says that the following actions will be executed. The list status will be updated, an email will be sent using the glory word template, and a task will be created, which is the follow-up call. Yeah. So when you are sure that you want this to run, then you click on run. And yes, that is how to use a macro in your Zoho CRM account. I'm very grateful you stayed to the end of this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel to get more and more and more of these interesting tutorials. I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.